Okay, class, welcome back to our English session for today. So I'm sure as you all can see, we are going to start with something new today. In fact, we are starting with Unit 2's story, Where Would I Live? And there is a bunch of new vocabulary words and stuff we need to learn today. So I need you to pay attention. I hope you enjoyed your review video and I need you to listen carefully. So, today we are going to start with a new book. Where Would I Live? So, from today we are going to start with about half of the book. But first you are just going to listen and we are going to talk about some of the vocabulary words. So listen up very carefully. Don't worry, you don't need to see right now. I will show you later. Page 2. Would I want to live in a castle with a moat? So, we are talking about a castle and a moat. I want everybody to say castle. Castle. Now what is a castle? A castle is usually a big building and the king or the queen will live in a castle. So everybody say castle. The king or the queen lives in the castle. And then let's read it again real quick. Would I want to live in a castle with a moat? Now that is our second word for today. Moat. I want everybody to say moat. Now what is a moat? I need you to listen carefully because the picture here shows you nicely what a moat is. A moat is usually the castle, but you see around the castle, sometimes there's a hole or a river or water. You have to bring down the bridge. We call that hole, that lake, that river around the castle, we call that a moat. Moat. So there's always a moat around the castle. They usually put it to keep the enemies away. Then nobody can come in. You have to cross the bridge that they put down. A moat is around a castle. So let's read that one again. Would I want to live in a castle with a moat? So the moat, the castle, have a moat. Now let's go to our next page. Or would it be on a river with a boat? So, do we all know what a river is? This right here is a river. A river cannot stand still. The water will always move in a river. It always moves downstream or upstream. But if the water is not moving, then it's not a river. Then it's just a lake or a small little pond. But when the water moves through there, we call it a river. Everybody say river. River. And what do we need to use to be on the river? A boat. Very good. So let's read the sentence again. Or would it be on a river with a boat? You see, he's on the river with a boat. So those two were still easy. Let's see our next one. Would it be an igloo made of ice? So now we have igloo and ice. Now what is a igloo? A igloo is something usually the Eskimos make. You can only make an igloo when it is very cold outside. They make the igloo out of ice. An igloo is a type of home. You can sleep inside it, maybe cuddle with somebody. But an igloo is typically a home for people that make themselves a home out of ice because they cannot find anything else. Igloo. And like we said, would it be an igloo made of ice? Now when it's very cold, we have ice. Or we use ice to keep our drinks cold. Some people like iced coffee. So we all know ice. An igloo made of ice. And then our last page that we're going to be looking at today. Or would it be a barn with 3 blind mice? So now we have barn and mice. So what is a barn? A barn looks like this. You usually have a barn to keep all your farm animals inside. A barn we see on a farm. And on the farm we see cows, chickens, pigs, and lots of animals. You keep that animal, or sometimes horses, inside a barn. I want everybody to say barn. Very good. Now it says, or a barn with 3 blind mice. Now 3 blind mice is a story about a long time ago. I will maybe play it for you this afternoon so you understand it. The 3 blind mice is an old story. But the word we want to look today is mice. Because when we see one, we call it a mouse. But now we see a lot of them. So we say mice. There is only one mouse, but now there's a lot of mice. I want everybody to say mice. Very good. So I want you to quickly listen up while we read through it one more time. Would I want to live in a castle with a moat? Or would it be on a river with a boat? Would it be an igloo made of ice? Or would it be a barn with 3 blind mice? So class, what we are going to practice today is these vocabulary words and pages 2, 3, 4, and 5. I will send you pictures, you do not have to worry. But I want you to go practice the new vocabulary words and also pages 2 to 5. That will be your lesson for today. Wait for your activity to come next.